and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Allie Clifton alongside James Worthy, Mike Bresnahan, Mike Trudell handling the post-game responsibilities downtown. Great win for the Lakers as they beat the surging Knicks 110-97. All the more impressive without LeBron James, missed his second straight, dealing with the elbow and the foot arthritis. But a lot of what we talked about heading into this one, at this point of the season, knowing what the schedule looks like ahead, you wanted to see a statement win versus a great team, big game, and the Lakers did just that. A lot of good contributions, but all-encompassing. I'll start with this. Your biggest takeaway watching this one from start to finish?
Luka.
Goes back to Luka.
I mean, he led the team. Look, 11-25, he hit 5 threes, took 16, as you just mentioned. But I thought, really, collectively, they decided to defend a little bit early in the game, and that's how they got their lead. I thought Rui's contribution early. I thought Marcus Smart, his defense, they had about 3 or 4 charges. So I think their decision to, buck up and play some good defense, and then they shot the ball well. Rui shot well. Austin Reaves came alive. It was a good collective effort tonight. They got everybody involved. Kennard hit some nice threes, and they toughed it out defensively is what I thought the game was really, sold on tonight, Reaves.
Yeah, I thought they out-physicaled the Knicks.
Yeah.
Remember we said on the pregame show a couple weeks ago, Boston, a team right next to the Knicks in the standings, from that physical Eastern Conference, came in here and beat the Lakers. The Lakers were the Celtics tonight. Yeah. They were the one that took the hurt to the Knicks, holding them to 97. Allie, this Knicks team, just a couple days ago, went into Denver and scored 142 points.
Yep.
Lakers said, we're going to drop you way below that today. Really impressed by a bunch of guys. Marcus Smart, 1 for 10 shooting. That's not so good. Doesn't matter. He was plus 27 tonight. Took a couple charges. Austin Reaves, good to see him get his offensive mojo back. First time in 8 games, he broke the 20-point barrier. Also good defensively. A couple steals from Brunson down the stretch in the last couple minutes. You could sense the Knicks, James, got really frustrated with the good defense the Lakers are playing. Good win against a good opponent, and in a place where the Lakers haven't been great this year. On Crypto.com, on that home court, has not been great for the Lakers. Hey, everything all came together today. One of their best wins, a very necessary win as well this season.
Another guy who had a big hand in it, as you guys both alluded to, Rui Hachimura. He is standing by with Mike Trudell.
All right, as you just heard from Jackson Hayes, Rui, really good game for the team today. You hit some shots, you were good on the glass, good defensively, but
I messed it up, yeah. I missed a lot of shots and the misses, yeah.
What got you guys over the hump today?
I think it was an early game for us. We talk about it. This is going to be a really important game for us, especially Braun was out, so someone had to step up, and I think as a team we all stepped out. So yeah, it was good, great game, buddy.
It's gotten to a point where you're 5th in the NBA in three-point percentage. People shocked when you actually miss an open look, like in the second half, but you made up for it by doing other things, right?
Yeah, it was too early for me, It was an early game, I haven't done it since college, so, but yeah, we got this done, so yeah, that's all matters.
What did you think of the backcourt play with Luka and Austin, but getting you guys into good spots?
It was great, yeah. I think we had a great spacing today, and I think we did what we're supposed to do. Especially, I think our defense was really good. They're a really good offense team, and then we hold them under 100. So yeah, that's a great defense.
It seemed like some good energy early from DeAndre Ayton today.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, he brought a great energy. I think he made a couple of good big plays. I think he was big today.
All right, last one for you. You guys move forward with some additional difficult games against good teams. Is this a good blueprint for you against a good team, getting a win and playing good defense?
100%. I think especially we lost them against them last month. So yeah, I think that was a great game, but yeah, for the whole team.
Appreciate it, Rui.
Thank you.
Indeed, and let's give a little love to Rui Hachimura. He was take your shot for today, big game. He had 13, but you also pointed to the 7 boards.
Yeah, yes.
Got going early.
With his size and physicality, he always plays with, size and, with his physicality, but he brought it today with the rebounds, and that's where I think he had 7. And yeah, I was very impressed with his game. He can shoot, 5th best three-point shooter in the league. But when he rebounds and contributes in that area, that makes him a total package.
And they need that, James. I said before the game, who's going to be their 4th best player the rest of the way? No LeBron today. He set out with that foot. He's got the elbow. It's hard to leave him open. Like, you almost need to start game planning against him if you're the opposing coach. It's not your first level of interest. You know, it's going to be a Luka or a LeBron. Then you got to worry about Austin Reaves. But you got to worry about Rui around that perimeter because he's going to make you pay for it. And James, Luke Kennard, we talked about him before the game. He had 12 points today. So the Laker bench, you know, much maligned most of the season, bottom 5 in the league in reserve scoring. I really like what Luke Kennard has brought to this team just in a few short weeks here. It's not all threes either. He had a nice 3 down the stretch to really put that game out of reach. When the Lakers are getting tired, both teams were seemingly tired in that fourth quarter. Also had a nice little mid-range from around the elbow in that fourth quarter. He's one of those guys that they need on this bench who's going to score, especially with Rui getting the upgrade to the spot start today, Ali.
Speaking of being tired, it was an early start. There was the time change, and then we talked in the pregame show just being able to handle the physicality of the Knicks. You're already without one of your most physical players in LeBron James, and you look to your big two then from that standpoint, right? You've got Luka Doncic, you've got Austin Reaves combining for 60 today. ESPN put up that graphic. They're 8-2 when it's just the two of them without their completion of the big three playing. You know, another 30-point game for Luka Doncic. It was his 33rd of the season, 48th as a Laker. Just setting the tone, big game. And he did it on both ends of the floor. We'll start with Luka. Yeah,
Luka was taking charges.
Yep.
And, you know, kind of directing defense. Didn't get too involved with the refs. I mean, he got some non-calls tonight. I thought Luka got fouled a couple times where they didn't call it, but he kept his head in there and, you know, led the team. Got some nice rebounds when they needed them. And then Austin's the same thing, you know, was able to hit some shots. But Luka, you know, he can pull up anytime. You just never know when he's going to shoot the three or throw the lob. So he's also got to the free throw line good tonight. So that's the kind of contribution that he continues to make. Tonight, it resulted in victory. James, or this afternoon, rather.
Yeah, you're right. James, it has been almost a month since the Lakers had a big win. They beat San Antonio before the break. And, of course, you know, it's a short month in particular, February. You had the All-Star break, so it's a little bit skewed to say that. But they beat the Spurs on February 10th. They beat a bunch of bad teams. They beat a hobbled Golden State team with no Steph, right? This is a legit win, and these two guys are exactly why. I'm really happy about Austin. I feel like he tested the paint a lot today. That's what I've seen from him only sporadically since he came back from that month and a half. It definitely paid off.
I do want to go there next. He had 25. He was 50% across the board, adding to that 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Coming in, JJ had pointed out he hasn't been as aggressive as he was before the injury, right? And they want to get him back to that. You saw him take hits throughout the entire game. But this is his first 20-point game since the first game out of the All-Star break. What did you see from an aggressive standpoint with Austin?
Trusting in his body. You know, when you come back from an injury, especially something as sensitive as a calf injury, it takes some time for you to test it. And you don't want to, like, overdo it with the minutes and, you know, how you play the game. But I think he's finally got to a point, particularly when LeBron is out of the game and he's going to get more volume. I think sometimes you kind of forget the injury and you just start to play through it. And I think that's what he's starting to do. He's, you know, he's took some charges. He's rugged. He's physical. And tonight, you know, he just upped it a little bit. That's a good sign. Being out that long for injury, it takes a little while to come back. I think he's back to where we expect him to be. And when he gets to the opportunities that he had tonight without LeBron on the floor, he's going to maximize it.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, no doubt about James. And by the way, I was incorrect. They did not beat the Spurs. They actually beat the Nuggets about a week before that. That's what I was thinking of. So it's been a long time since the Lakers have pulled off a big win. And with these two guys in the backcourt playing the way they did today, Ali, I mean, look, the Knicks are a good team, a good defensive team. Usually they make the opponent look tired. I thought the Knicks looked fatigued tonight. You know, for most of the game, a little run early in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson kind of fueling it. He played heavy minutes tonight. And they got to play the Clippers here tomorrow night.
They tried. You know, I think there were moments where the Knicks tried to get physical. They got fouls called on them. They tried to take, but the Lakers responded, which is something that they don't always do. And I thought that was a good sign too. But they met force with force, and I don't know if the Knicks were expecting that. But when the Lakers came with their physicality, it kind of shut the Knicks down a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like Reaves was nice tonight. We already talked about Kennard off that bench. I thought they got some really nice efforts. You talk about Luka taking charges. I thought he took at least 2, but only one was called. There was another one where it's like, how's that not a charge? Yeah, and Austin Reaves is back there. Marcus Smart, he just turned 32 a couple days ago. He's playing out there like he's 22 again. Defensively, I was really impressed by this win, Allie. The Lakers needed this. They really did. They can start eating into that stat where they're just not good against teams over 500. Because look at their schedule. You alluded to it earlier. You're going to have Minnesota coming up. You got another game against Denver. You've got 2 games in Houston next week.
Yep.
You got the Pistons not long after that. This is a brutal month. So they didn't fare as well as they could have. Maybe a small moral victory in Denver the other night. Did not win the game. That's all that matters. This is a moral victory and a victory in the standings, too.
I was going to say, JJ likes to use reference points when it comes to looking back on the season and where you can build from. This is obviously a good one. You did some great things. You had an opportunity versus Denver a couple nights ago. So being able to kind of put that in your cap as you head into this thick of the Western Conference.
I'd much rather have that scenario than to be hot all season long and then fall off at the end of the season. Right now where they are, if they can continue to climb, it'll be perfect timing for them as they move into the playoffs.
The Lakers winners of 5 of their last 6 as we head back downtown. Time to hear from Coach JJ Redick, brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
Hey, JJ, the Knicks came in averaging 117. What did you think was the strongest part of the defense, and how did you think that ended up being a factor today?
The key to the game, and you know, we always have 3 keys: your body on the line, and our guys have been motivated to do that all year. You know, we've been really good with charges, and for a lot of guys, I think of AR, Smart, like they're not coming over to block shots on a Karl-Anthony Towns, right? That's your job as the low man. You can do verticality, you can block a shot, or you can take a charge. And I thought, you know, whether it was, you know, Luka, AR, Smart, like, you know, Smart had whatever he had, 1 for 10, but, you know, plus 27, and really, really impactful game from him. I think back to the, you know, the end of the third quarter, you know, we've got a comfortable lead, but he saves 2 points when we turn the ball over at the end of the quarter by forcing Clarkson to pass it. So, you know, the charges were great. I thought, you know, based on what they just did in Denver and the comments I made to my coaching staff, just they were more physical than Denver, which is saying a lot because, you know, Denver's a physical team. Gordon was back in the lineup. Jokic is out there. I thought they were the more physical team, and tonight we were the more physical team.
JJ, over this stretch where you guys have struggled against the good teams or the best teams in the league, you guys have been in position to win some of those games down the stretch, and the offense hasn't been there for you, and that was, I think, in some ways the case last year, even in the series against Minnesota. What did you just kind of make the final 4 minutes from you guys tonight? Hit a couple big shots, but, like, I mean, played such good defense that it almost didn't matter. Like, what did you just kind of make of that specific stretch?
Well, we got good looks, and we you know, we had some low clock possessions, but part of it was we wanted to eat some clock. And my other just kind of observation on it was we had a first night back-to-back in Denver. And Denver, for anybody that's been in the NBA, and I'm sure you guys that have traveled, like, you know how long that trip is to the airport. And that, whether it's the first night or the second night, a Denver back-to-back always takes a lot out of you. And then we've got a quick turnaround after Friday's game, a 12:30 afternoon game. We lose an hour of sleep. So, to me, this wasn't an offensive game. Like, it wasn't going to be an offensive game. This was going to be a gritty, tough game that we had to win with effort, and we did that.
To follow up, I mean, how many wins this season do you think you could describe that way? For, like, that hasn't really been this group's overarching identity, but it feels like more recently there's been a handful. Are you encouraged by that?
Yeah, again, I mean, I'm not in a position where I can overreact. I let you guys do that. Fans, rightfully so, should always overreact. It's what makes fandom so awesome. I know as a kid, growing up as a Duke fan, I cried after every single Duke game. Yeah, Dean Smith got it. I cried after every Duke game they lost. Like, I was an overreactor, you know. My job is not to overreact. We're 15-9 in our last 24. We're a top 10 offense, a top 15 defense. Like, that's what we wanted to be coming into the season with this group, and that's where our group is right now.
Pass by Luka.
Impressive.
Let's head back downtown. Austin Reaves is speaking with Nikki K.
All right, Austin, a wire-to-wire win. You guys hold the Knicks to 97 points, force 18 turnovers. How would you describe the physicality that you showed up with tonight?
Just thought we played hard, stuck to the game plan, and competed. That's what it came down to. Is I think we played harder than them, and we set the tone early and had a really good third quarter.
And you had an efficient 25 points, 5 assists, and also 3 steals. Where did you find your rhythm?
Just playing basketball, playing the right way, continuing to grind through a couple tough games, and just play the right way and have fun.
JJ's message to us was, in addition to being very positive, but don't overreact, right? Like, the team has been trending in a good direction, and this is more proof of it. Did it feel like, though, considering the way you guys have played against some of the better teams in the league, that this was something?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with JJ. I feel like we're doing some really good things, and we still have room for, improvement, but tonight was a good step in the, right direction. They're a really good team. I think they told me out there that they averaged 117 to hold a team to 97 points. Of that caliber just shows that, our grittiness that we've, become to enjoy to do on the defensive end.
Maybe other than like an alley-oop or something like that, there might be no other play that you guys make that gets the bench as excited as someone taking a charge, and several guys did it tonight. What did that show about the commitment to the defensive end?
You good? Come on now, TT. I get one now. I forgot what you said.
You guys, the bench gets super excited when a guy takes a charge.
I got you. Yeah. It's just a winning play. It just shows your commitment to winning basketball, and I feel like we have everybody in this locker room that'll do that. Maybe some more than others, but when it comes down to it, I feel like with high confidence that if we need it, someone will stand in there and take a charge, unless it's me against Zion.
Austin, JJ said that his message to you recently has been to be yourself. As the big three is trying to find their rhythm together. What was your approach tonight?
Have fun. Woke up early game, was tired when I got here, and just told myself to have fun. I don't feel like I played bad. I just haven't made a lot of shots, and I feel like I've done a lot of other things well. But just continuing to play the game the right way, and I feel like good will come to good. Perfect.
Austin Reaves, 25 on an efficient 8 of 16. You're going to break it down 360 style.
Yeah, we knew he'd have a good game, when he had more opportunity with the basketball in his hand. And it was one of the first time we've seen him play really physical and aggressiveness coming off that calf injury. It's good to see him getting those minutes and the volume. And this is what we expect to see out of Austin Reaves.
He hasn't scored 20 in a game since February 20th, so it's been a while, Allie. Good to see him get off that little streak. Even he admitted it. He had to grind through a couple of not so good games, especially for a guy who was playing so high caliber. James, we were talking about this back in November, December. Oh, he's going to be an all-star.
He's an all-star,
I
for
mean,
sure.
he was out of control, averaging 27 a game, Allie. And then the injury happened, and then he came back, and then he aggravated it. And that was a real injury the second time, and he was definitely on that track. Bottom line, though, tonight I think is the first game. He had one good game. Knicks got some trees in there between Robinson and Cat, and you got Anunoby.
It's also good to see him bounce back off of that collision he had with Josh Hart.
That could have been more serious. I thought some blood was coming out, but
weird play, James. Accidental headbutt.
Yeah,
Josh Hart took
trying
it out
to get
of
the
bounds.
ball out of bounds.
Yeah,
quickly.
exactly. Yeah, you don't see that a lot. And Josh Hart was fine. He's like, all right, I'm going to take the ball out of bounds.
I think that's as wild as it was, because I think it caught Austin a little bit more off guard, right?
Yeah.
Because his reaction.
It looked like he was taking a charge.
Hart was like tense to get the ball out, and Luka was relaxed because he just made a layup. So he was like, oh, bam!
Right.
It's so funny. 35 points from Luka Doncic today, the 33rd time this Jackson Hayes is with Nikki K.
When you look at the way this game played out, that third quarter, which you guys outscored the Knicks 34-20, you hold them to 97 for the entire game. What does that say about the grit you guys showed up with tonight?
It just shows how locked in this team is on the defensive end, at least. I feel like obviously we got a lot to work on, but just getting those stops like that late in the game, trying to get wins like that is just like real gritty and feel like good for our character.
Austin and Luka both showing up offensively but contributing on the defensive end as well. When you have them working and setting the tone on both ends of the court, what does that do for the rest of you guys?
I mean, obviously it gets everyone hyped when you got your two best players playing great defense, playing great offense. I mean, everyone else wants to be out there helping them, and so it just hypes everyone up.
You got a 5-game homestand. How do you carry this momentum forward?
Get some rest and then win at home. I think our away record right now is better than our home record, so we just got to hold down home court for these next 5 games and then hit this road and get a good road win. Or good road trip.
I mean, just in general, knowing what the Knicks bring to the table, their win over Denver, coming here and you guys handling them, going wire to wire, like, how would you describe how big of a win this is, just for you guys in general?
A very big win. I mean, obviously, any win's a big win in this league. It's a very hard league to play in. And I just feel like we owed them that one, at least for New York. We lost bad in New York and got punked by them in New York, so we just need to get them back. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jackson Hayes. Let's turn our attention to LeBron James. In case you missed it, he did not play today. Missed his second straight dealing with that elbow. Look, it's great that the Lakers were able to get the job done without him. But obviously you want to keep your eye on him. He is listed as day-to-day moving forward. Big game. Next 5 for the Lakers at home?
Yeah, it is good that they're keeping an eye on him, and it's good that the guys, you know, came together to win against the Knicks. You definitely don't want LeBron to come back at all unless he's 100% at 41 years old. Especially if you have, you know, guys like Austin Reaves and Luka who play well together. They can pick up the pieces. You're going to need LeBron. You're going to need him really bad. His experience, his size, and at 41, you don't want an injury that could keep him out longer. So just take it easy. Let him come back when he's ready. Appreciate him coming in at 7:45 this morning to test it out. But, yeah, I think that the team knows that without him, Rui, Austin, Marcus, even Jade, they know they have to step it up a little bit. So I have confidence in that while he waits to come back.
Speaking of 7:45, my alarm didn't even go off till 8:15. And I still thought that was early.
My alarm
Too
was
early.
Like 10:15. Like
that is
really,
so true, KYP.
Yeah, I really had to haul in here, James. I mean,
he had a full drive, workout, assessment.
Yeah, I mean, wow, that's impressive. And you know he wanted the, okay, here's the deal. If you're injured and you don't think you're going to play, the call time for the players was 10:30 today. And that's about what time LeBron could have gotten there today. Maybe 11:30 even. He gets there at 7:45. He thought he was going to play. And now the Lakers actually kind of cheated time a little bit. They didn't steal a win. They earned a win against a very good team without LeBron. So now they play Minnesota in a couple days. Will he rebound in time for that? We talked about this a lot lately. You got Minnesota in a couple days, and you got the Bulls. They're not very good. Then you got some other tough games coming up. You got the rematch against Denver, the tiebreaker for the season at stake there. Then you got 2 games in Houston. Then you got to go to Florida to play Miami and Orlando. Those teams can stick you.
Yeah.
And then you got Detroit, James. There is no rest for the weary.
No rest.
I know LeBron is. I know he's weary, and he got a nice game of rest today, but they could definitely use him against Minnesota.
Against Minnesota, I wouldn't mind seeing him play against Minnesota if he can. Then you rest him against the Bulls.
There you go.
And then,
that team's dead.
And then you have him for those critical games if he's ready.
This is a tough couple weeks coming up, Allie. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Good effort against Denver and a good win tonight.
You can run,
but you can't hide.
You can't hide. Luke Kennard had 3 points. Let's head back downtown to Crypto.com Arena. Rui Hachimura is speaking at the podium.
Rui, that's one of the more physical teams in the league. A lot of length. They've got shooting. Been playing some of the best basketball. What were the ways that you thought you guys took a step forwards today as a group?
Yeah, I think
was also out there. You guys forced a few turnovers in that spurt. What did you like in that little 3-minute stretch that you think stood out to you?
Yeah, I think we are very active. The stretch, you know, we especially Vando. You know, I think Vando were playing so good on defense side. I think he was very active. That kind of helped us. Of course, the Maxi, he been active and he been physical with those guys. And yeah, I think that was a great stretch. And yeah, I think those kind of stuff kind of helped us to kind of keep us in the game. I think we outscored like 10 points the stretch. So yeah, I think that was great.
Hey, Ru. You said today was kind of a weird game with the early start time and everything. I guess what was your mentality going into today's game? How were you able to keep your focus?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was sleepy.
You didn't look sleepy.
No, I was. I'm not gonna lie. I think, yeah, it was. I was actually, I got in the hot tub. When I got here, I needed it, and I think until literally we were coming out of the tunnel. I think I was kind of low, but we played a couple songs. We were hyping ourselves up. And I think that kind of helped me. But I think even after the game, I felt that. But it was almost like a playoff game. I feel like how physical we played, and we are locked in the whole game. I think. But I think as a team, I think that was a great team win.
Check out the Western Conference standings with less than 20 games to go. We got 5 weeks left on the season. You got the Lakers in the 5 spot. 18 games to go with a crucial matchup, Brez, as you have pointed out, against the Denver Nuggets. That would be for the tiebreaker, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And the T-Wolves, a game ahead of you. You get them in 2 days. Rockets, also a game ahead of you. You get them in 7 days, 8 days, and then again in 10 days.
It's like the playoffs before the playoffs.
It's unbeliable.
And the mentality you have to take into all these games is the same one you took into the game with the Knicks. Physical for 48 minutes, not a lot of turnovers, play aggressive. They gotta beat these teams, Brad.
I mean, they almost. There's too many games left to say this, but they almost control their own destiny as far as that 3rd seed. If they go 3-0
right now, and they have a lot of size, and Brad, you just noted what they did to us last year with 4-1.
4-1 in that first round.
And made Gobert look like Bill Russell. He was, and they just outmanned us. So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully LeBron will be back. That'll help us with some physical play. But this is another big one against Minnesota.
Yeah, just above the Lakers in the standings. It's kind of weird, James and Allie. They haven't played since October. And the Lakers played twice. They beat them twice that month. So the Lakers actually have already clinched the tiebreaker with Minnesota. So more important right now is just winning as far as standings positioning, pull up in the standings with them. And, wow, I don't remember a bigger mid-March week in a long, long time, the one that's coming up. And, of course, dragging in the next week with those 2 Houston games, too. It's just so weird how the NBA, they don't think about these things when they make the schedule, but they're all just right in the thick of it in that 3 through 5, actually 3 through 6 spots right now in the West. Whew. It's going to be a fun one.
We just talked about the Knicks came in. They were surging. They had won 6 of their last 8. The Timberwolves are 8-2, and Ant is playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he's settled down, and he's a true leader on that team now. Not afraid of the moment. He's been Olympian. He's been everywhere. And they play well as a team. Nas, they got players. They're tall, long, wingspan. It's going to be a tough one.
That's going to be a good one. Can't wait.
Tea time tomorrow?
Yes. Playing with Dan tomorrow for a charity thing at El Cab.
Oh.
Spectrum event.
Oh, nice.
I'll see you next time.